I'm kind of apprehensive to call this series Series B for two reasons, both of which is going to become very clear in a second. First things first, this is not going to be the long-term Series B that I really planned on. I was actually going to, and some of you pretty much worked this out the second I said it last episode, I was actually going to be doing an after-the-end playthrough. It turns out it's not actually updated for Holy Fury yet. Apparently it's out on the 20th. I do need to double-check at some stage, but it will be available in about 10 days' time. So I thought to myself, what short series can we do in the meantime that will bridge the gap, that won't take too long, but it will be interesting and fresh and different and new? So, why don't we go back to a series I started before but never finished? However, this time it makes way more sense. It has a lot of mechanics that, actually fit to the story. Plus, we're playing on current version CK2, which means we can actually check out, you guessed it, the wonders. Hence the name of the series. Welcome to the adventures of Sheogoratha, Loki's son of Loki. Actual Loki, giant god Loki. This should be interesting. So, going back to a series that I started but never actually finished, before we started the Carling series, I sort of planned doing a Norse series where we were constantly lunatic or possessed characters, and I tweaked it so that lunatic and possessed were 100% inheritance chance, so that over the course of our playthrough, the world would just descend into absolute madness. The longer we played, the more characters would appear with lunatic, because lunatic and possessed are hard to get rid of, so the more characters was one lunatic, those characters would pass on lunatic, and by the end of, maybe in, let's be honest, a couple of generations, a lot of the world is going to have that lunacy. So I figured that could be kind of fun. Now, how can we tie it in here? Last time I called it Son of Loki. Turns out we played a mod before that actually adds Loki and the many, many other gods to the game. Loki, there he is. Far-Balta's son. Obviously, Lon was the son of Far-Balta. And what wait, don't tell me. I'll remember. I can't remember. Daughter of another giant as well. Anyway, more to the point, he is a god, a giant, and in the court of Odin of Asgard. And we are playing as his half, I was going to say half demigod son, but that doesn't make any sense. His half son, half godded son. We're also half giant, and we have heterochromia for no reason whatsoever. We are, though, Midas touched, wise, left-handed, of course, demigod, half giant, heterochromia, hedonist, lustful, greedy, gregarious, ambitious, cynical, lunatic, and possessed. We're starting with the two Heffin traits there, which are going to make this hopefully fairly interesting. But as I said, we are on current patch CK2. So adding to that, the series is called Wonders of Madness for two reasons. Number one, of course, we are playing the mad god of the trickster god, but also we have access to the wonder building system, which is cool because I've really not played anything at all with this, and I think it would be a nice way to look at it, whilst also tying into the series. The goal for this, very simple, build every single wonder on this list. It's going to take a long time, or it won't take that long. It certainly won't take long enough to warrant a full series, but it would definitely keep us going until after the end is upgraded. Plus, it'll be something very, very cool, because I personally have seen none of these, and I don't think anybody at home has seen many of them yet, at least not all of them if you're doing a legitimate playthrough. So why don't we give it a go? Why are we playing Gotland? Well, I thought one of the best ways of doing that would be to make a Merchant Republic. I'm not entirely convinced whether that would be the best idea, especially as, we want House Locuston to probably be a little more affluent, influential amongst the peers. And I feel like becoming a Merchant Republic is a way to lose a lot of your titles and a lot of your power very quickly. So we might avoid that one. What else have we got going for us? Well, we are, of course, Old Jotnar, which is a Germanic heresy. Apparently we have minus 200 opinion of the damned, who are undead zombies and such. The Jotnar faith shares almost all mythology with that of the Norse pagans. Both groups believe in several distinct otherworldly realms, among them Asgard and Jotunheim. While the Norse worship Thor and Odin, the lords of Asgard, the Jotnar worship the giants of Jotunheim. Among them, Loki, Jormungandr, and Fenrir, which are both Loki's children, to my knowledge, right? High god is Ymir, and god names Loki, Hel, Fenrir, Jormungandr, Belgamir, Thivraldi, Skaldi, blah, 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 blah. Lafay, that was it. That was the name of Loki's mother. Anyway, we are going to try and ascend to the lofty heights of maybe becoming the true god of madness here, because I don't know if there is a god of madness in Norse mythology. I can't think of any off the top of my head. Loki is probably as close as it's going to get, so I like the idea that we, as a demigod, are going to fulfill that sort of missing criteria. Let's do it then. So, building lots of wonders, as you can imagine, going to be fairly expensive. Now, to my knowledge, you can build one in each county. Some may also have great wonders already. In fact, I'm going to check the capital here. Nothing. In fact, you'll know very quickly if they have a wonder, because when you click it, there's a huge interface that opens up. So, for example, if we go to Petra here, yeah, as you can see there, this pops up. The Petra. The great city of Petra has existed for hundreds of years. It does nothing, but you can put upgrades in them. So we'll see more of it as we play. I won't talk about it too much right now because there is a lot to see, and I assume there's also, yeah, the pyramids of Giza as well. You can actually see that the pyramids there have a feature within their great work, the Great Sphinx, which gives the same religion opinion and proud opinion +5 as well. The Great Pyramids actually by themselves give bonuses. I assume maybe Petra you can renovate or add bonus things to as a result, but I have no idea how the system works right now. Now, also bear in mind we are playing with Mythos 2. Now, this is why I was apprehensive to call it a true successor to Series B, because Series B was supposed to be a bit more realistic. However, it's mythology. It's based in history. It's based in, you know, hearsay, folklore, blah, blah, blah. So, it's not, like, completely ridiculous. There is some basis to a lot of it, and we are going to be, for the most part, just playing a regular old dude who's a little bit mad, and the son of Loki. It's not really going to have many gameplay features after the second or third generation, because these traits aren't going to stick around forever. We're just going to end up being regular people with the blood of Loki, and that's it. So, in theory, as we progress, we are going to, I don't know if he's actually immortal as a demigod. I don't believe he is. Mainly because it gives a health bonus. So I assume he'll just be very, very long-lived. Might hit 100 years old, might hit 200 years old, no idea. At which point I assume he'll die. Anyway, let's play some CK2. Groom and Air, I think first and foremost is probably not a terrible idea. Let's go ahead and choose a focus. So there is magic. I may avoid it just because we are playing in Series B. Unless we play as magic for the first sort of generation for this guy, and then obviously magic dies out as the world progresses on, and I feel like that ties into the whole realistic mythology aspect of things. Sure, why don't we go magic for a little bit then? The universe is an expansive place, and what lies beyond even more so. I need to focus my studies on a specific field. We're going to turn metal into gold. So we've got alchemy or herbalism. While seeing as we want to build many, many wonders across the world, I feel like alchemy is probably the best choice here, right? Fingers crossed. And that was my other reason for picking the Merchant Republic, is because that would give us enough gold to fund our wonders. But then again, if someone else gets elected and takes control of the wonders, they might screw them up. So, again, I'm not entirely convinced that a Merchant Republic is the best way to go as of yet. We can join the Warriors of Utgarda. I don't know what that is. Seems as Midgard's extension of the stronghold of Utgarda Loki, who bested the Norse gods in devious competitions. Oh, interesting. So this is actually an old Jotnar sort of giant, mad giant holy order. That's cool. They've put a lot of effort into this then, huh? So Mythos 2 is quite an old mod, but it's been, I believe, picked up and left behind by lots of separate teams of developers. This is the latest update. It is fully compatible with the new patch, as you can see. This is awesome. Utgarda. Sure, let's do it. Angbodr of the Warriors of Utgarda greets me with a brief nod. Another recruit her to join our ranks. You need to prove yourself, boy, the woman says gruffly, folding her arms. Hang on a minute. 123 personal combat. We may have made a mistake. We just agreed as a demigod to join a giant society. So she's also a demigod, which is probably for the best. A society of very huge giants who have an absurd amount of personal combat. Oh, Jesus, are we about to die? I mean, oh, by Odin's wrinkly cheeks. I did sense myself there a little bit, I will admit. I will gladly prove myself. Either I'd rather not bloody my knuckles, or we can leave. Oh, Jesus, I really don't know. What's our personal combat? 33, because we are wise, we are left-handed, demigod, half-giant there. The issue is, so basically the way the mechanic works is the older giants get, the bigger they get, because they grow until they die. So the older a giant is, the more powerful and bigger, and have obviously more personal combat. Maybe we should wait until later on before joining a society of entirely giant warriors. I haven't let any time to either, so it actually might give us like a size 1 giant bonus or something like that. It'll probably calculate our age versus what trait we should have very, very soon. So we're just playing as a standard old, I guess, Viking ruler. Please tell me we can raid. Oh, what are our religious features then? I've never checked this. So we've got, we cannot demand conversion because we are a heresy. Priests can inherit titles, fine. Priests can marry. Religion allows women to hold temporal. So this is all the same as Norse. Old Jotnar men can take up 3 concubines, the same. And so actually this is all the same as Norse, every single feature. It can also be reformed. I assume, what are our holy sites? I assume they're the same as Norse then, surely. Let's take a look here. So, Paderborn, Zealand, Upland, Shelland, and Nidaros. Yeah, they are exactly the same as, so that's going to be, wait, hang on, did I see that right? No Upland? Okay, right, so 1 in Norway, 1 in Sweden, 1 in Denmark, 2 in Germany there as well. Wow, Zealand, I believe, is the Netherlands, right? Oh, God, have I just messed this up? Yeah, no, that's definitely the Netherlands. Okay, so those are fairly difficult holy sites to get, all things considered. Obviously, Scandinavia very easy, but are we going to be able to get enough morale to be able to reform the religion? It's a real question. Honestly, probably not. Also being set up our council. They're all Norse, so they're all going to hate us because we're an infidel, because we worship the giants rather than heretic. Oh, heretic is yeah, almost as bad, really. Okay, so I think the first things first then, let's actually hire some chancellors who won't hate us. So let's hire some other giant worshippers. Let's present debutante. And maybe get in a whole bunch of women. Let's invite a whole bunch of nobles to court. Let's promote a whole bunch of commanders. So before... Oh, actually, I was going to say before times tick, you can actually get all of these for 1 gold per month. That is true. However, our monthly balance is also so low that it stays true. So let's not worry about that. There's a lot of mechanic you can do in things like CK2+. There is an option to make investments and things like that. And if you don't let the game tick for a month, it assumes you have 0 monthly balance, because your monthly balance is in fact based on your previous month's monthly balance. So if you haven't let any time tick, you have no previous month's balance. So everything, all the decisions that scale to your wealth will only ever cost 1 gold. We might have actually been able to compose a book there. I think that has a flat value of 50 gold though, rather than being based on your income. Alright, I think this will be fairly interesting. I hope you guys like the idea anyway, because I think it will be very, very cool. We've got a lot of weird things going on. Obviously, the Demigod related to Loki, the whole madness mechanics. We've got the Mythos 2 world. Apparently, Bothilda is a suspected werewolf or vampire. As you can see, it's very historically accurate, and that's the important thing here. You guys remember when Gotland in Sweden was ruled by a demigod? This seems like the type of thing that would be folklore, you know? There was a story of some half-giant son of Loki who ruled an island just off the coast of Sweden. I feel like that's something that could be potentially true. And if not, it's true now. Start writing this down. Okay, wow, we have some really horrible choices here. I'm just giving these titles out to anyone, to be honest, to get rid of this, because it really doesn't matter when we are just a count of a single island. Can we make a... Oh, we can make the duchy. That's fantastic. I was going to say, is there in this a duchy-level title for the single county of Gotland? It turns out absolutely there is. So first things first, then, we absolutely want to get 199 gold. Allow us to subjugate count-level and duke-level titles. We can... obviously set crown focus, which will be massive. Duke just has access to so many other things. We can even go to China if we feel like it. Not that I plan on doing that anytime soon. Alright, let's see. Holmgar, incredible. He's also a giant. Hang on. Oh my god, we invite other giants to our realm. The giant realm of the mad god. This is cool. This is very, This is very, I was going to say Shivering Isles, and it kind of is. Styrbjorn, welcome. He's a very good steward there. Excellent. We've got Gudrun, who is a courtier in Gotland. She really doesn't... She doesn't like us, and she's also our best spy master. I mean, I might just send her some gold. Some gold? Shit, she still really doesn't like us, huh? Sway her, and then take her as a concubine. That'll convince her in no time. Okay, having a concubine who hates you as your spy master. That sounds like a horrible idea in hindsight. Why does everyone hate us? What's wrong with you? Short range minus 45. Oh, man, of course, it's the North Shore Rain bonus is going to cripple us during this early game. Can we get rid of you? You're actually god-awful. Hjalmar isn't much better, but obviously, when you've got the choice of 2 guys that hate you and one is slightly better, let's go for the slightly better one, huh? Okay. What else have we got then? Cupbearer. Don't really mind about that too much. So I guess the early game is going to be a lot of raiding? A lot of raiding. Oh, of course, we can get prestige retinues as well. Sorry, I got really bad hiccups because I generally drink a load of water before I start videos, so I stay hydrated, kids, because that's fairly important. It's also screwing me over. Become a moneylender. Gain to trait moneylender. We get engaged in the big money business. Say no more. Big money, big power, big women. Let's do it. What does that do for us exactly? Stewardship +1, learning +1, church opinion -5. Well, everybody hates us anyway in regards to religion, so why not embrace it at this point, huh? And then, of course, we've got the whole lunacy and madness thing to worry about. Oh, finding a good wife wouldn't hurt. I assume some of those wait, were those debutantes giants as well? Oh my god, they were. Okay, so we're only looking for giants, so I'm just going to type in giant. And let's see what we've got the choice of. So she is melodious voice and a fortune builder. So she's got the bonus fertility, and she has an inheritable trait. Vassal opinion +15? Oh, shit. Done. Giza, welcome. Do we want to gain 10 gold or 13 prestige? I'll take the prestige, seeing as our prestige is apparently terrible. What happened? Why have we got such terrible diplomacy at this stage? Right, we can abandon heresy. Obviously, I'm never going to do that. She's Midas Touch, and apparently... Sorry? What the hell is a Hrim... I didn't even get a chance to read that. What is a Hrimthursa? A giant carrying the legacy of the frozen world of Jotunheim. Winter supply, winter combat, frost giant defense. Oh my god, can we get frost giant retinues? Is this what you're telling me right now? Frost giants. Berserker, raider, mass. We must be able to build like frost giant buildings or something. Giant market. What is a giant market? We have to have either gigantism or undead giant. Okay. We've got a god's henge. This is cool. We need to be a god, demigod, or have blood of the gods. And then we can build one of those which gives us taxing and morale of armies. So we'll convert to a pantheon when upgraded to a castle. Worth remembering. We must be able to get giant units in that case. Otherwise it wouldn't give us the giant, you know, bonuses. Morale bonuses, defense bonuses just wouldn't exist. Who was that? That was Ingrid. Yeah, that's cool. Frost Giant defense plus 5%. I wonder if it's like a castle building that adds it then, because clearly we don't have access to a retinue or anything. There we go. That's what I was talking about before with the event determining what trait we get via our age. As my age grows, so does my height and strength. And there we are. In our classic, that's actually what they were in Sweden, even in 2019. I tower above the humans around me. I feel strong. So that gives us, I assume, personal combat plus 6, siege plus 2%, morale damage plus 2%, and health plus... So he's probably like, what? This is medieval times. It's 867, so he's probably like pushing 6 foot at best. Okay, fair enough. Some giant you are. Sorry? I know there must be a way to... Oh, our Spy Master. Right, yeah, I completely forgot about this. I know there must be a way to earn Guthrun's trust, and the best way to learn it is without a doubt talking to her. I will ask her. I'm curious about her faith. No, we are not curious about her faith. We never will be. I will ask you. So, of course, again, we can't demand conversion, which is going to be a little bit of an issue if we have people we want to invite to our court, people we want to marry, or things like that. It's going to sort of cause some issues here and there. We did touch her, though. I mean, outside of her being our concubine, I assume emotionally rather than, you know, anything else that I won't mention for monetization purposes. Right, so also assign commanders. Go ready. Oh, wait, do we want to? Surely the game will pit the giants, you know? We also are missing a court physician. Understandable. We do need to invite a holy man, but we can't do that unless we have more piety. So that's going to take a while. We could just go raiding. Raiding gives us piety. We've got 21 boats and 700 men. I'll take it. Right. Unfortunately, breaking even with raiding at this stage of the game is very, very difficult because we have a very low monthly balance. So keeping the boats raised is going to cost us probably more money than we're going to bring in right now, but we can still give it a go. Alright, so in traditional fashion, everywhere but the places near us are extremely rich. I guess we could just sail down... Or the Rhine? Seine? I actually don't know how you say that. The Rhine's in Germany, you fool. Specifically right there. We could sail down the River Seine and raid Paris. I've only ever seen that written down. I actually have no idea how you say that out loud. That's why I'm going to assume it has some fancy... some fancy French pronunciation that I would never be able to say in 100,000 years. Right, let's head to Rouen, and let's just raid this northern coast and see what we can get. I'm just here for, obviously, pure cash. Unfortunately, we can't get much anything else out of it. Unless we specifically, weird strategy, unless we specifically go for somewhere that has very low fort level or very low garrisons and just destroy it for the piety. So we could go for somewhere even like Gotland, which I believe is modern day Shetland. Just go there, and if they've got fewer garrisons than we have attackers, which they might do, total 715, they absolutely do, assuming we don't take too many losses. Oh, god damn it, okay. Well, that's that one dealt with. Find somewhere like there and just burn it down. That will give us piety, I believe, if we loot temples and things like that. It's been a long time since I've done a Norse raiding, so I don't quite remember the mechanics. Get out of here, Roman. Right, let's check this out. Now, what year are we playing? Okay, so the Carolingian Empire is already splintered. There's no HRE. So actually, this is the best time to be raiding, to be honest with you, because we haven't got any giant sort of homogenous force willing to, or wanting to crush us at every occasion. Plus, if we wanted to grab the holy sites, it's a lot more viable at this point in time, because we're not concerned with, again, HRE or Carolingian Empire. Alright, let's go back to Gotland then. Drop off this very meager amount of gold. 47 gold. Hey, you know what? That wasn't bad. That was actually pretty goddamn good. We can compose a book. In fact, I'm probably going to do that almost immediately. Complexity of war, probably not a bad idea. Managing around would also be pretty good. Now, I don't think, I'm 70% sure, based on the small amount of testing we did on stream, that your build time, build cost modifiers, I don't believe they affect wonders. Mainly because wonders are supposed to take a very, very long time and give these huge bonuses and cost a load of gold and just be a very long-term investment. So... How to Build a Well is still useful, don't get me wrong, and I still maintain it's the best book in the game, so we're going to try and get it, but I don't think it's going to have any application beyond just our domain buildings. But obviously, for the first couple of generations, building up Gotland into something that isn't just, you know, a mud hut in the middle of the field might be quite useful. We could head over to, like, I don't know, what is there? So the garrisons here are actually fairly small, 804. We've got 804 there. 706, so we could potentially hit up some of these areas in in the Baltic area. 806 again. Okay. It's going to be kind of difficult to find somewhere to hit. Or we could always just raid our immediate neighbors. Because they're different. I mean, not only they're different religion, but I think we can raid them anyway, can't we? Let's put down our fleets. Let's put down our... Oh, sorry. Put down the men. Put down the fleets. Right, there we go. Oh, please don't tell me that count. Okay, I was going to say, please don't tell me that count as not being at home when the boats are sat in the dock. So we'll let them reinforce a little bit, because it seems like we're going to need about 700, 800 men to be able to raid down anything. Perhaps the time I asked Gudrun to spend some time with me. Sure, why the hell not? She's our spy master. She's either going to like us or kill us. So, that seems like a bonus. Diplomacy skill. Thank you. Alright, that's fine. Let's take a look then at what we can grab from our neighbors. So they've probably got... Oh my god, we can raid it. We can burn it down. This is sweet. Okay, so not only will we get a decent amount of gold out of this, but... Oh, shit. Well, nobody expects the... Who was that? Oh, that was actually the... Kingdom of Svithjod. Oh, just as part of that. Well, that explains a lot. I thought they were actually... I thought this border here was a separate state, because they're all more or less the same bloody colour. That's not racist. So, it's kind of difficult to tell these things apart. Or I could have just clicked it and checked, obviously. She is apparently some sort of monster. I'm going to ask you to leave my... Goodbye. Get out of here. How do we... I got to fire her from the council, haven't I? I'm not having some sort of vampire werewolf woman in our court. What? Eldjotna? Oh, she's a fire giant from Muspelheim. That's awesome. You sound like the greatest person to have as a spy master. Who's going to try and kill me when my spy master is a fire giant? And who was that other woman? Like... Wait, let me find her. I'll recognize when I see her. There you are. Good run. Get out of here. Ask to leave court. Take you and your vampire werewolf ways away. And please don't ever come back for the love of God. The last thing we need is to be a... I mean, it's not exactly helping the series' integrity if we're going to be a vampire werewolf giant as well. Okay. I don't know if you can become all three. And there we go. Kingdom of Sweden's formed almost immediately. Which kind of sucks for us, because I believe that means they have, yep, de jure claims on our capital. So I imagine we're going to be a vassal in probably no time. My marshal tells me one of my commanders has improved significantly. Is he a giant? Nope, don't care then. And my wife has the flu. She's the good one. We want to keep her alive, because that vassal opinion and attraction opinion and diplomacy +3. The more I read, the better it gets. You there, tend to my wife immediately. Hrurka. We could call for my court physician. Wait, do we not have a court physician still? Oh, we don't. I guess tend to my wife immediately. Thank you. Call for my court physician at once, which doesn't exist. I believe that fires the event to actually get a new court physician, doesn't it? Starting to think Alfred might fancy me. Not particularly interested. She's not my type, sorry. Oh, she is old Yatna. And we are missing a concubine. Go on then, whatever. I mean, any giant son is better than no giant son, right? Rather than getting a... How could she resist me? Don't give her a choice. Oh, God, don't... Like, what I'm saying is she's a concubine. We're not giving her a choice. I'm not endorsing it. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm saying that actually it's a bad thing. Please, I need the monetization. Good run of Lincoln. Oh no, we don't care about her anymore. Yeah, no, you are no longer a spy master. You're Hastine's problem now. Enjoy her. She's apparently some sort of blood-sucking fiend. We might be into that. First of all, a Golem might catch a fancy. No, can I not just say no? Let's invite in private for some deep discussion. Wink. And at which point I'll ask her to leave. Or nothing will happen at all. Okay, nice and balanced. Do we want to try and... I kind of want to join this warrior society because it's better than... A worst case scenario, what happens? We get maimed. That's the worst case scenario. Obviously, that's a pretty bad case scenario. But it will give us, obviously, the prestige. It gives us access to, what is that, Go Berserk, Lifetime of War, Survivor, Shield Maidens, Jewel. Gives us so much stuff. And there's no point going raiding, or we're actively detracting from our ability to raid if we don't have Reaver. So I'll fight to prove myself. Why the hell not? And again, we're not trying to fight to win. We're just here to prove ourselves. So even if we don't win, it's still not a bad thing. Who are we fighting? We're fighting a Frost Giant. A size 1 Frost Giant. Okay, King Rurik's... Rurik of Holmgard has a giant concubine. Fine. Oh, nice. Holy shit, we actually won that. She's got 22. Oh, yeah, no, of course we did. She's not even a demigod. She's just a giant. As the duel begins, Helga comes at me slowly. I offer her my best taunting smile, and it doesn't take long before I have smacked my doll spear into the side of her head. I walk away victorious. She's wounded. More to the point, hacker voice, we're in. The Varangian Guard... I was going to say it's not relevant, but actually it kind of is, though, isn't it? Because we can send up our sons to the Varangian Guard. Alright. We can duel our foes. That's useful. We can appoint shield maidens. That's also useful. Provided she's sister or daughter. So if for whatever reason we don't have a son and we're forced agnatic cognatic, we could help buff up a martial education by obviously making them a shield maiden there. Survivor. Don't need to really talk about that. That's huge. Lifetime of War gives access to new events on the field of battle. It's very good. And Go Berserk as well. I don't think we really want to go Berserk. Oh, apparently we can't anyway. I've been lied to. We absolutely can't. Now, interesting, this giant society, the bigger you are a giant, look at that, size 1 actually counts towards the renown you get. So the older and more powerful the giant you are, the much more renown you're going to get. That's such a cool that they've... It's a cool feature that they've, you know, thought this far ahead and included all of that. I wouldn't have expected a unique society. I thought they would have just given them the generic Norse society or something like that. Upon returning from a small raid with my personal guard, I have been talking to Helga. The woman does not understand the urge for adventure whatsoever. What about the new prosperity it brings your tribe, I argue, showing a new bracelet decorating my arm. She sighs, seemingly unimpressed. Get 50 renown and I guess help her out. What happens? What's the worst case scenario? We have to spend some gold. Oh shit. Lose 15 gold? Absolutely not. Let's not get carried away. Sure, we'll try and get in the trait humble. Doesn't really suit our guy, so I'm glad we didn't get it. Hail, fledgling. Who are you? Brynjolf of Finnmark. A capable giant who is a Burgrisar. A hill giant or a mountain giant. That's cool. He wants us to go and pillage Solden. That's very close, and I imagine not hugely defended either. 823 men. Okay, we need to obviously bring out some upgrades before we can go for some of these major points. This is the only problem with joining society this early on. Helga gains ambitious. Oh shit, I thought we gained ambitious then, you piece of shit. Yeah, the only issue with joining society during the early game is we can't really fulfill any of the missions whatsoever. I believe some of them are, you know, duel with people. So if we want to try and do that instead, it's probably going to be a lot more beneficial because we're going to be waiting a long time before we're able to knock down. Look at how fast this mod runs. Holy shit. My concubine Alfred is pregnant. I'm not surprised. About 15 years have passed. We've grown a long hair and beard. The years have not been kind. Okay. What do we want to go for then? I guess just a big old... Oh, that's a big old fancy beard. Do you want to sort of Ragnar Lothbrok it from the series Vikings? Or maybe even the real Ragnar Lothbrok. Can't say I really know him. Shave all our hair off as time progresses. That's a horrible haircut. I love it. What do we want to go for then? I guess just the long hair. Sure, we'll go for the long hair and the braided beard. My concubine is pregnant. Excellent. So we do have Wise. Now, we are playing with the vanilla congenital traits mod, even though we're not really playing in vanilla here. So, Wise is a replacement of Genius, but it's not the best. Prodigy, I believe it's not called that in the base game. I think it's called Brilliant, but I've renamed it to Prodigy so we can more easily find it so it doesn't conflict with, like, Brilliant Commander and shit like that. But Brilliant/Prodigy gives +6 to everything. It's also very, very low inherit chance, like 5%. We've also got left-handed, which would be nice to pass on because it gives personal combat. Christians and Muslims like us less, but who really gives a shit when we're, you know, all the way up here and our old Jotnar anyway. Okay, our wife is pregnant. Now, this is the big one. If we could pass on Wise and Melodious Voice, that would be awesome. Left-handed would be a nice little bonus as well, but I'm not too bothered about that one. Those are the two ones we really want to aim for here. And, of course, if we pass on Giantism, not sure about Demigod. I believe that disappears after a couple of generations, as you'd expect, because you're sort of watering the blood down. I don't know if we really want to play as a god, because gods are very, very OP. They start with some ridiculous stat boosts. What was it, like +20 to everything? Yeah, it's +20 to everything, plus 25 to learning. They lose some fertility, they gain 18 health, and they gain +100 personal combat. So it's kind of OP. I don't want to play that, because that's not the point of Series B, is to be some crazy OP, you know, giant creature. Well, except for us. Not giant creature, but God, specifically. It occurred to me my wife had been feeling gloomy somewhat as late, probably because we are an absolute psychopath. I'll buy something nice. That's kind of not something a psychopath would do. Maybe we should start playing this a little bit. Oh, okay, that's fine. I thought I've read that as Sweden then for a second. So these are specifically the Scottish Isles, but this is Ivar, the boneless son of Ragnar Lothbrok. It's converted to Catholicism. It seems like something he definitely would not or ever do. That's so strange. Interesting. Fine. Guess we had a son called Loki Sheagorath's son. Oh my god, he's awful. Well, he's possessed lunatic, which is great. He's half giant, so the demigod, the god's blood is gone. That's it. Third generation, it's out of here. Also heterochromia. Wow. Loki is a good name, though. We will stick with... No. I kind of want to save Loki for the best son. We will call you, my favorite Skyrim NPC, Bjorlam. Is that how you spell it? Bjorlam? It's not going to have a B on the end, is it? That'd be ridiculous. Bjorlam, welcome. You'll be trained in... Again, we don't want to maybe stick with the magic for too long. We're going to go for... I mean, he lacks any sort of smartness, so we're going to go for curious and fussy here in the hopes that he can maybe round off a little bit and not be completely terrible. We're going to educate him, even though we're shit. I mean, that's the type of crazy thing we do. We'll pass on the madness, or at least what he's learned about being madness. And this is the daughter born to us and our wife, so she's got a higher chance of getting something. She got nothing but half-giant again. Wait, is his mother... His mother's a half-giant. We're a half-giant. Of course the kid would come out half-giant, you idiot. Apparently I cannot do maths. Gerda. Can we spell it like the English way? So that is Girder. Girder? Girder? How the hell do you spell Girder?